Hello everybody, Larson Halleck here, and boy do I have a treat for you. A general lolcow, a pedophile, and a martial arts failure as well. By God, it's the trifecta. I give you Jared Alpha Genesis. Who is he? A former YouTube game streamer who has since deleted most of his content. Jared at first seems like one of a dime a dozen pudgy geeks who talk about general nerdery, and there's of course nothing wrong with that. He does live with his parents though, and there is something wrong with that. But oh boy, it goes far beyond that. There's a lot to discuss here, so let's first discuss his martial arts. Jared apparently deluded himself into thinking he could fight. I'm not entirely sure what his pedigree is. And he challenged a student of Jason David Frank, aka the Green Power Ranger, in an ill-advised dojo invasion of JDF's school. And the student proceeded to hand him his ass.
I got in the ring and I'll admit, I just choked, dude. I froze because it was my first time sparring and, he was pretty fucking tall. And so he beat my ass, man. He beat the shit out of me like a fucking redheaded stepchild. But it pissed me off so bad because Jason Frank, this so-called really respectable, fucking 10th degree black belt motherfucker, he didn't stop to fight, dude. He watched me get pounded. He watched me take every hit from this stupid ass fucking little college frat boy, man.
If I'm interpreting this correctly, said student was also mentally challenged in some way. He also called out JDF while wearing a horrific mustache and haircut combination that makes him look like Uncle Rico.
I hate Jason David Frank. He is the biggest cum guzzler I've ever met in my life. If you don't know who this young man is, he was the Green Mighty Morphin Power Ranger back in the 90s. And he was also a bunch of fucking other Power Rangers. In other words, he likes to wear spandex because he's a cunt. And he's a fucking idiot, dude. I fucking hate his face.
Sadly, there is no video footage of this little altercation, but there is footage of him demonstrating his prowess. You know, I'm not the greatest martial artist in the world myself, but when I demonstrate my stuff, I at least demonstrate it on the heavy bag to illustrate being realistic. And, I'm not a paunchy, man-boobed incel. Yeah, so it's a 5-minute clip of a fat NEET spastically flailing his arms about. And oh my god, that is a sweaty back. How do you even sweat that much after lightly flailing your arms about for a couple of minutes?
Old fucking fat punk rocker in his 30s, with a bunch of kids, swinging my arms around. I look like a retarded penguin. I look like maybe a retarded orangutan. Maybe an orangutan that found some meth laying around. I look so pathetic.
Well, he does have some self-awareness at least, but his mastery extends far beyond hand-to-hand. He's also mastered knife play as well.
Guess where this is going? Okay, I'm not playing around. That's just my little warning to you, Chrissy.
And by mastered, I of course mean he does the old reliable martial art of, say that to my face, fucker, not online, and see what happens.
But I'm gonna find out where you live, and I'm gonna fucking end your life. You understand that, Chris? I'm gonna fucking end your sad life, man. This isn't over yet, bro. I'm gonna fucking end I'm coming looking for you, Christian. I'm coming looking for you, Christian. I'm gonna fucking end your life. You understand that? I'm gonna end your sorry fucking life. I'm gonna slit your goddamn throat, Chris. I'm gonna end you. I'm gonna end you.
There's a lot of that, actually. Now, Jared is hardly the first pudgy wannabe tough guy, not by a long shot. Hell, I've profiled more than a few myself. But goddamn, they're always a source of laughter, aren't they? And there's something so poetically sweet about seeing a pudgy man-child in a bowl cut screaming ineffectual death threats. It just seems so fitting. Like the planets have aligned and all is right in the universe. All is fitting. Fittingly bad, that is. And the haircut tops it off. The point is, fuck bowl cuts. There's no worse haircut on the planet, and having a bowl cut instantly decreases your sex appeal, competence, and maturity by about 500 points. He's also a pedophile, and he has admitted to doing so multiple times, while using his real face and name for all to see. Once again proving that dark triad people are usually complete retards.
About age, I date anybody. If you feel you have chemistry towards someone, you know, like you connect in a spiritual way, then go for it. Whether they're, 14, sure, 12 is cool with me. That's great, man. See, the funny thing about adolescents is they never sold their soul yet. And so they still have purity in them. And if you can get one young like that, then that's freaking great. Hell yes, I would, dude. I would date an 11-year-old, 9-year-old, doesn't matter.
Having a lot of fun chatting with y'all, man. I was having kind of a shitty day because he kind of broke up with me. It was a dumb internet relationship anyway, though. And come to find out, she may have been a tad bit underage, and that's...
But we're taking it out of context, you see.
People took what I said out of context. I was simply trying to make a point. People took it out of context. That's all it was, guys.
I'm not entirely sure how you can take the phrase, I would date an 11 or a 9-year-old out of context.
Because I don't have relationships with women.
Well, you don't have to be Nostradamus to predict that. I can understand why guys like this become pedos. Because what adult woman would ever touch this grody son of a bitch? But don't take my word for it. Let's hear from an actual adult woman.
I think that he's a sad, pathetic, disgusting, manlet of a human being, if you could call him that needs to be removed from the internet, from YouTube, from everything in between, ASAP.
Who is this woman, you might ask? She's a YouTuber involved in the Jared story in depth. Let's let her tell the story.
He proceeded to talk about my weight. He proceeded to tell me I needed to go kill myself. He proceeded to laugh at my depression.
This story goes on for another 20 minutes. There's a lot more of the same petty insults and crap Jared throws at her. But then he also starts hitting on her, which seems, odd. Hey bitch, you're really fat and ugly, but I also want to slip you the beef. Yeah. Actually no, it's not that odd. I've seen this happen multiple times, except it's usually the other way around. The guy wants to sleep with the fat girl first, and then tells her how disgusting she is after she rejects him. And then he hits on her, and he hits on her, and he hits on her. And, my god, maybe the feminists have a point about how loser men vacillate between wanting sex and insulting them. And why wouldn't he do that? He obviously has no idea how to interact with a woman in a healthy way. I mean, he's a 30-something-year-old man wearing a bowl cut. No, I'm not letting the bowl cut thing go. Oh, and he peed into a cup on a live stream.
Did you catch me? I just peed in a cup again. Did you guys catch me? Damn. I was trying to be sneaky.
I mean, he's basically Chris Chan with maybe 3 more IQ points and a mostly complete pubescence. In all seriousness, I have to ask, why do so many Failsons compile piss jugs, bottles, jars, cum rags, etc., whatever? I mean, even when I was at my loserliest, I didn't have any friends, I wasn't in shape, I utterly lacked self-confidence, etc., I would never even consider peeing into a jar. Like, dude, the bathroom's steps away. Is there something about long-term unemployment that makes you give up any sense of basic decorum and human decency? But don't take my word for it.
I'll admit, sometimes I stink like shit. Stinky man boobs.
Let me remind you, Jared is in his mid-30s, and he still lives with his parents. He doesn't have a job, and he dwells in a dingy bedroom surrounded by Ninja Turtles and Power Rangers. Yeah, he's basically Chris Chan. And take a listen to how he talks to his father.
Yeah. Why don't you make me? I'll beat your ass if you come in here, man. I'm not playing. I'll beat your fucking ass, man. I'll beat your motherfucking ass. You hear me? I'll beat your motherfucking ass. Don't play with me, boy. Don't play with me, boy. God damn. You guys are making me fight my family.
Do I need to say anything else? I'm honestly surprised Christian himself never tried this with his own father. But then again, Bob Chandler was a Korean War veteran, so that would not have gone well for Chris.
Need to be bullied. They need to get fucking punched in the face because that's the only way they'll fucking learn.
This goddamn shit. I'm a grown ass man, motherfucker.
Citation needed. You know what just hit me? The bowl, the puka shell necklace, the edgy cartoon character t-shirt, the obnoxious butt rock in the background. He's basically the wannabe badass kid from every 90s high school, all grown up.
I'm not a pedophile, y'all. Why y'all call me a pedophile? Y'all ain't no pedophile. But I would like to say this, though, that every Friday night, I like to give free foot massages at the Chuck E. Cheese. Because the kids need the free foot massages. You know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying?
Talking about children's feet and rubbing those feet is not the way to go about this, Dan Schneider. I should point out that one of the things he likes about underage girls is their purity. Their souls are uncorrupted. That's not at all something that a murderer would say.
The funny thing about adolescents is they never sold their soul yet. And so they still have purity in them. And if you can get one young like that, then that's freaking great.
He's also extremely homophobic, which is a bit silly in light of him being a kid diddler.
So I just have to say, my trolls are so hilarious. These people who harass me are so gay. They're so homosexual. Their shenanigans never seem to end. So recently, I had some queer pretend to be a girl on Twitter, and so that I would show her nudes in a nude video. And what they basically did is they shared it to my parents, which is even more disturbing. Like, they think that they would want to see that of me.
I mean, one is a benign paraphilia and the other is, not. But I have to admit, he did fix his hair up a little bit here. I mean, it's not great, but the Wolverine on a drunken bender haircut is much better than a bowl cut. Like any good, mediocre martial artist, he also dabbles in music. Oh god, his music.
Entire living just making videos is so stupid. You know, there's people like my dad who slave out there every day. This guy gets overworked and doesn't get paid for it. He's a TV repair guy, and he gets paid barely anything. And you have people like Paleke, you know, who sit on their ass.
I can't help but notice you didn't mention what you do every day for your daily bread. It's because he doesn't have a job. He challenged some guy named Pele K to sing. I have no idea who that is, but some cursory research shows he's some Norwegian guy who can sing pretty good. Jared is none of those things.
I don't know you, but I think I hate you. You're the reason for my misery. Strange how you become my biggest enemy.
Jesus, my biggest, hit was a sardonic diss rap about a guy getting gang raped in prison, and I'm objectively a much better musician than you will ever be.
When everyone will die in 100 years.
Well, that's the end result of anybody singing the more extreme forms of grunting mongoloid metal, I suppose. Also, please God, put a shirt on.
Help just call Chip and Dale. Rescue Rangers, Chip and Dale is danger.
Okay, here's Jared singing a cartoon theme song. This is one for his female fan base. Yeah, get it? Because he's a pedophile. Here he is lecturing transgenders on how oppressed he is. An incel loser. Now, I have a few bones to pick with the trans community, as we all know, but come on, not compared to the incels, goddammit. The difference being that 99% of incels are just people that choose to be complete losers.
I just wanted her to leave. Anyways, to tell me that, you have it bad, sweetheart, you got no idea. You got no idea how good you really have it, baby. And see, that's the thing, you know, me just calling her baby, that was the reason. That was the reason she gave me. She said she don't like being catcalled. Ooh, catcall. You know how much I would love to have a woman catcall me? And listen, I know I'm from the South, and Southerners down here, you know, in Texas, Louisiana, Alabama, we're not the prettiest bunch. But I would love for someone to at least acknowledge me. I mean, hell, even if they were just lying, you know? It's just you have no idea. You girls, you got no idea how good you have it. And I'll admit that's one pet peeve of mine when I hear a girl say that shit. It's like, sweetheart, if you were in my shoes, you'd be begging the guy to catcall you. I mean, really, I get zero attention from women. I get zero attention from women.
Zero attention from women.
So the reason why I mostly don't fit in, be it, real world or even, on YouTube, the internet, is simply because of this, guys. And this is the number one reason, the number one absolute reason. I'm not a fake person.
Ah, the Holden Caulfield excuse.
Wake up, bro, okay? Leave people like me alone, real alpha man, you understand?
Yes, you're a real alpha man, as proven by how you're a 35-year-old who lives with your parents. Boy, I hope he responds to this video with a stupid mustache video. Check out how he responds to the nagging pedo allegations.
This is Jerry Genesis. Oops, my mustache. Hold on a second, guys. This is Jerry Genesis, and I just have to say, I'm not a pedophile, y'all. Why y'all call me a pedophile? Y'all, I ain't no pedophile.
Also, do you own a single item of clothing that doesn't have some sort of children's character on it? He's like a morally repugnant movie Bob. More morally repugnant movie Bob. So what is he up to today? Well, honestly, I'm not entirely sure. He's deleted most of his internet presence. As far as I'm aware, he hasn't been arrested yet, even though he could be very well argued to have attempted child grooming. And I couldn't really find too much info on his early life and childhood, probably because there really wouldn't be anything to report on. Normally, I would give a timeline of failure from childhood to now, but in all honesty, I couldn't find much info on what he did before he spewed failure all over the internet, or much of what he's doing now. But it seems that Jared sprouted from the earth, a fully formed creature of an immature id. He wasn't made or shaped into what he is. He was simply born as is. Like a fatter, stupider, allegedly adult Eric Cartman, Jared merely exists as a monster of modernity. I would make some suggestions for him to stop being such a worthless pile of shit, but would he listen? Probably not, but I feel like I have to try anyway. So, Jared, moving out of your parents' house, getting a job, and throwing out your plastic crap is a solid way to start on how to not be a shit ass. Let's take baby steps here. Start with that, and you can begin being the alpha male that you think you are. And while I wait presumably a very long time for that to happen, I'm Larson Halleck, and for the love of God, if you think you're remotely close to being like this man, please stop immediately. Let's put on our big boy pants, people. And now, a word from our sponsors. Hello, are you a fan of Larson Halleck and the Barbaric Gentleman? Of course you are, otherwise you wouldn't be watching. Would you like to help the channel grow? Here's how you can. You can go to patreon.com and pledge some money, joining the ranks of the illustrious heroes you'll find at the end of the video. You can also go to paypal.me/LarsonHalleck to give me some money, or you can follow me on social media, @LarsonHalleck on Twitter and Instagram. I don't use right-wing grifter sites like Gab and Parler because they suck. You can also buy my books. The links to do so are in the video description. And of course, please subscribe and spread the word. That name again is Larson Halleck, and I hope you enjoyed the video.